The Spy Who Loved Me is a spy film and stars Roger Moore. So, after all the bullshit of the last 3 films, we finally get a Bond film that is a breath of fresh air. And while this film is generally considered by everyone to be the best of the Roger Moore Bond films, in my opinion, I liked the film, but it is slightly dated and there are quite a few glaring flaws that I will elaborate on in a little bit. But I will still say that this is my second favorite of the Roger Moore films. So the way this film starts is quintessential 007, as Bond is on the run from bad guys, and in one of the most impressive and iconic stunts, Bond flies off a cliff and opens his parachute, revealing the British flag. The rest of the action scenes throughout the movie are immensely better from the previous 2 Bond films. The main villain this time round, while better than most of the previous villains, he's not one that I would rank in the top tier of Bond villains. However, the one villain that everyone remembers from this movie is of course Jaws. Physically imposing and those trademark metal teeth that are just as devastating as Oddjob's hat. However, I must point out my one issue with Jaws, and for me, this character feels too much like a cartoon. The amount of damage that Jaws takes and yet is able to shrug it off is Looney Tunes levels of ridiculousness. And it was these moments that made me remember that the campy tone and the sometimes obnoxious writing was still a thing in the Roger Moore films. But I will still say that this version of Jaws is the best one because they pretty much destroy him in the next film, which believe me, I will talk about. The music score I also found to be not that great as it had that dated 70s feel to it. There were still a few music cues I liked, but the score mostly took the seriousness out of quite a few scenes. Overall, while the film has dated by a fair bit with the writing, the dialogue, and the acting being a bit off in places, this is still an enjoyable ride, with enough entertainment value to make you remember that good Bond movies are possible. While lacking in some key apartments regarding villains and parts of the story, this still remains to be one of the better and most beloved of the Moore films. And I'm gonna give The Spy Who Loved Me a 7 out of 10. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you see, be sure to like my Facebook page, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe to my channel below. As always, I'm Netix5. Thank you for watching.